What's going on, guys? McKinley362 back at you with another Pokemon Moon Wi-Fi battle. So today I'm going to be battling somebody from a Discord server, and this person is Cainan. And Cainan, he also just got finished battling just Weavile, but that's all good. That's all okay. So I dropped by on my Discord server and I said, "Hey, and y'all trying to catch a battle?" And Cainan, he was the first one to reply. So I said, "Okay, Cainan, let's go ahead and battle." So turn one, he's going to lead off with his 6 IV Pokerus, his Ditto. And I'm going to lead off with my Hip Hopper. And so now, Ditto, he's going to activate and get his Transform ability going. So I'm looking at this thing, and I'm like, you copycat. So now I'm just going to switch out, and I'm going to decide to bring in my Quillfish. Mainly because I resist whatever move it's going for, because Ditto, when it transforms, it copies your moveset too, and I know that I know my moveset, so I resist everything that was going to go for it, and because I want to get the Intimidate. And this is a physically defensive Quillfish. Mrs. Puff is coming out here, doing his thing. So now, knowing that he was going to switch out, he brings in his Ampharos. Now what I could have did, I could have switched into my Miraculous, but I didn't feel like I wanted to set up one layer of Toxic Spikes. So with that layer of Toxic Spikes, hopefully I could just whittle down whatever he brings in, like having it poison and stuff like that. So knowing that he's gonna go for a Thunder or something of the like, I'm gonna just switch out into my Assault Vest Hip Hopper, but he actually goes for a Substitute. So now that this thing is going for a Substitute, I'm thinking it's gonna Dragon Dance. I don't know what this thing was gonna do. And so now I'm just gonna skip some lag right there, and this thing, it actually goes for a Light Screen. So that tells me that this thing has to be special, the fact that it went for Light Screen. So I'm gonna go for a Drain Punch right here, and this thing is not physically defensive at all, so I had no reason to be scared of this. It is a special attack, and so it's gonna go ahead and go for its Stab Volt Switch, but that does nothing to me because Assault Vest is an item, and it does a lot of work. So now he's gonna bring out his Chingaling, the Chimecho. I believe that thing is called Chimecho. And so I'm scared of this thing, and I'm going to bring in Mrs. Puff to sack her off for the potential Psychic, mainly because I don't want anything taking damage. So I'm just going to let Mrs. Puff die. Sad that she had to go, but Mrs. Puff did have to die. She did do a lot of work. So now that Mrs. Puff is dead, I'm going to be able to bring in my Ninetales, not Alola Ninetales. So now that Ninetales is coming in, I'm going to be able to get off my Drought. Not Flash Fire. And here's where I made a misplay. I went for the Flamethrower. I completely forgot that he had Light Screen set up. And this does look like to be a specially defensive Chingaling. So it does go for the taunt. And so now I cannot get off a Nasty Plot and get that +2 special attack Stab Flamethrower boosted in the sun. So with that being said in mind, I decide to stay in here, and I'm going to Flamethrower this thing again. So now that I Flamethrower this thing again, it's going to go for a Psychic on me. And this is mainly like just a little bit of stall, like I really don't want to switch out on this thing because I just don't know what to do to it. But now that the Light Screen does wear off, I'm just going to switch out here because he probably predicted me to go for he predicted me to go for a Flamethrower because he went for Recover. I remember now. So now that happens, I'm going to come in here, and I do have the Chlorophyll, so doubles my speed stat and range, but then again, you barely need any speed investment to outspeed a Chimecho. So I'm going to set that up. I'm going to set up one Growth because I know that the taunt is inbound because he does not know what I am going to go for. So I get that +2 special attack and attack increase, and I'm going to go for my Stab Quick Drain. And then this happens. What is this? I swear that thing lived at 1 HP. What was that? That made me so mad. And that was a crit too. That's what made it even worse. It was a crit. So now it lives, sadly, and now my Miraculous has to take unnecessary damage. So I'm going to go ahead and go for another Giga Drain here on this thing. I should have been in the green HP, like I should have been around 75% health. Or maybe at even 100%. Wait, no, not 100%, like around 95% health because I am Life Orb, but still. I just hit that thing with all I had, and it still lived. And so that's, just irritated me. So he's going to bring in his Beedrill, and this thing scares me because I don't know if he has Fell Stinger. So I'm going to switch out, and I'm going to switch into my Shiny Aggron, my boy. But he actually has the Bug Bite. So that kind of made me feel a little bit safe. Like, it took some tension off my shoulders because I thought this thing had the fail sticker and I did not want it to get that +3 in attack and then have it run through my entire team. So now B-Drill is going to go for a brick break right here. And sadly, mistakes were made. And so now Aggron is going to go right here and he's just going to go in on B-Drill, and I'm just going to go for my stab heavy slam, and Aggron does outweigh B-Drill by a lot. I believe this was the heavy metal. This is not sturdy Aggron, this is the heavy metal Aggron. So I am heavy and I am here. So now he's going to bring in his what's next, and I probably should have switched into my hip hopper. Well, no, if I switched into my hip hopper, if I switched into my champ, I believe that he would have brought in his Ditto. But anyway, he's going to bring in his Chansey, the off-brand Chansey. And so Chansey comes in. I'm sorry, that's a Guzzlord, but still, it's just so funny. Okay, so Chansey comes in, and I'm looking at this thing like, okay, what can I do to this? I don't know what to do to this thing. So I'm just going to go for a heavy slam, mainly to try to scout and see what he's going to go for and to sack it off because I don't want to switch in and bring in anything. But he actually goes for the substitute. And this is when I realized I made a mistake. He's going to go for the substitute here. And now I don't know what this thing is going to go for. I don't know if he's going to go for a Dark Pulse, a Draco Meteor. Like, I just don't know what he's going to do. I don't even know what he is trying to do. So I'm looking at this thing, and I go for another heavy slam. And this was a misplay on my part, because it turns out he does have the most hated move in the Pokemon game. He has Stockpile. Now that he has Stockpile, that's just screaming to me, I am getting scared now. Like, the fact that he has Stockpile, that is scaring me and making me absolutely terrified. Because now he's going to start setting up his defense and special defense. And Guzzlord already has a ridiculous HP stat. So this is just scaring me, and now I'm thinking, okay, this thing won't be able to die now. And B-Drill did get rid of the toxic spikes when it came in, so that's why it's not poison. So I'm going to bring in my only counter I have to this, my Assault Vested Hip Hopper. And it's going to go for another Stockpile here, as you can see right here. And this thing is just starting to scare the crap out of me. Like, I don't know what to do to this thing. I do have Drain Punch, Mach Punch, Ice Punch, and Rapid Spin on this set. So I'm just trying to come in here and break his substitute. That's all I want to do. Now he goes for the Protect here. And in my feeling, Protect, Sub-Protect, I really only use it in doubles because I just don't like it. Like, in my point, it's kind of useless because you're substitute and you set up 2 times, so you're not going to switch out. I know he's not going to switch out. That's why I went for my Drain Punch. Like, there's no use going for the Protect when you know you're going to stay in. Now if he had Baton Pass, that would have been a completely different thing to try to scout and then see which Poke you're going to pass the stats to, but this thing does not get Baton Pass, I believe, so I just didn't see the use for it. I just don't like it, like when your opponent's on, like, in the red HP and they go for the useless Protect, as you're about to see them on. But enough of my rant. So Assault Vest does save my life once again, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and hit this thing with my Drain Punch, and it actually goes for the Protect again. So yeah, trying to scout what move I'm going forward, which is a good thing. It's not a bad thing, not a good thing. You know what? It's not a good thing at the same time. I don't know. I just don't like it. Like, don't blame me. I don't hate the move Protect, but I just don't like it. Like, when okay, I'm ranting about it too much. I'm ranting about it a lot. I don't know. I just let it get to me easily. I don't know why. So now his Rocky Helmet Emperor's is gonna come in here, and I'm gonna go ahead and Drain Punch it. So I'm gonna skip the lag again after that thing dies, and I killed his Ampharos with my Drain Punch, and it was Rocky Helmet, took some damage, and now he's gonna bring in his Ditto and transform into me again. So I'm gonna go for my Mach Punch, Iron Fist Booster Mach Punch, and I'm gonna skip the lag once again. Oh my god, there was a lot of lag in this battle recording. So now he's gonna bring out his Altaria and discount Mega. So I'm looking at this thing like, okay, what can this thing do? And so I decided to go for the Flamethrower here. And once I go for the Flamethrower and hit that thing, this is where it turns out he has the substitute on this thing again. So that was 3 Pokemons with substitute: the Guzzlord, the Ampharos, and the Altaria. 3 Pokemons with substitute. So I'm just gonna go ahead and Nasty Plot here because I feel fairly comfortable. And I don't care if this thing dies live. I still want Ninetales alive, but you know, if he has to die, then he has to die. So now I'm just gonna skip some stall because this is where it gets a bit stally. So this thing, it starts setting up some dragon dances, getting real powerful by itself, and that's starting to scare me. So I'm gonna go for my flamethrower and just hit that thing. And yeah, sorry I had to skip the stall again, but yeah, I had to activate my stall skip power. So Aggron's gonna come in, and he goes for a Dragon Claw, and he goes for a substitute again. So I'm going for my Rock Tombs, and I'm trying to hit this thing and just kill it. Yeah, this was very stally. I just don't like stall. I'm sorry, but the fact that he keeps using Dragon Claw against my Aggron tells me that he had nothing for Aggron. Like, he had no fire type moves. Thankfully, I don't think Altaria gets fire type moves, even though it's a Dragon type, which is sad. But anyway, thankfully he didn't have any fire type moves on this set. I don't think it learns fire type moves anyway. So Chansey is gonna come back out again, aka Guzzlord, and I still want to keep Aggron alive because I don't know why I like Aggron. I just like Aggron. So I'm going to switch into my Maractus because it does have hidden power ice. But he does go for the Draco Meteor, thankfully. So that's just going to go ahead and lower his special attack stat by 2 stages. Like, it's going to drop down by 2 stages, thankfully. So Maractus is going to die. And he's going to get a beast boost, so he's going to be at -1 special attack. And the sunlight is going to fade away, and it is going to get some leftovers recovery. So this was a very stally battle. So I'm going to bring in my Charizard solar power with choice specs, and it does have the hidden power ice. It does have hidden power ice. So I'm choice specs into hidden power ice. What I should have did was I should have just went for air slash, because that way I could have gotten some flinches on him, because as you can see here, all he's going to do is Draco Meteor and protect. So I go for the hidden power right here. It does about a half HP to this thing. And he goes for his Draco Meteor, and thankfully I do dodge it. I get the grateful dodge. So now that I dodge this thing, of course, obviously he's going to protect right here. So that way he can get a little bit of HP recovery. But he cannot 1v1 this my Charizard. He just can't 1v1 it. So this is basically game right here. I basically won the game. But yeah, let me know what you guys are thinking of these battles. Remember, I do have a stream coming on tonight. I am giving away some awesome shiny Pokies. I will not tell you what Pokies they are, but I am giving away some awesome shiny Pokies. We are almost at 400 subs, guys. Let's see if we can break the 400 subscriber barrier tonight, which I do have a feeling we will. So remember, stay tuned, because I am doing a shiny live stream tonight, and it will be by GTS as usual. I am no longer doing link trades, but I will do a link trade tonight. Okay, I'm no longer doing mainstream link trades, but I'm doing the link trade of, you know, to celebrate this. Like, I'm giving away 1 box of shiny news only. So yeah, just make sure you come by to the stream. Make sure, you know, come over there, go ahead and put your Magikarps in the GTS. Well, no, you can't put them in GTS yet because you don't know what Poke I'm giving away. I want to tell you guys because, you know, it's a spoiler. I don't want to spoil the surprise for you guys. So we're going to kill this thing, and that will be game. So let me know what you guys thought of the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. This is McKinley362, and I do have a Discord server. I keep telling you guys, got a Discord server. You guys can come check it out if you want to. It is an awesome Discord server. This is McKinley362 signing off, and I will talk to you guys later.